Every day I wake up and I regret what I studied in college. I regret it every day. Every day since I graduated.
Anyone else out there get a college degree that didn't translate? It just didn't translate to the real world.
It was once a degree to some of the highest paying jobs in the world, but now the University of California is seeing a drop in enrollment for computer science.
So today we're going to be taking a look at some people who regret getting their degrees. I swear, the more we go over this topic, the more examples I see pop up on social media every single day. Adding on top of how awful the job market is right now, especially for recent grads, it only makes all of this worse. We have a ton of stuff to go over today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's just jump right into it.
Anyone else out there get a college degree that didn't translate? It just didn't translate to the real world. You're not working in the field that you studied. And now you just tell no one. I tell no one that I graduated from college. Because it's kind of embarrassing. You know, like the few times where it did come up and I told someone that, they're like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm sorry that I'm here." And also wish I didn't go to school.
We could go right over to the comment section, bachelor's in history, and I don't even put it on my resume. I'm a lineman with a psychology degree, also served in the Marines, which taught me more about life than college ever could. I have a CS degree and I'm working in fast food. I got a bachelor's degree in English. I didn't really have a plan for how to use it, and now I just have an ability to analyze literature with no actual prospects in life. What are you doing here is exactly the response I get in job interviews. I was told that if I got a degree, I would land a good job and have a high-paying career. Now I see job postings requiring experience with all of these programs that I never learned in school, which I paid thousands of dollars for. And I asked you guys a similar question in an older video. Do you know someone with a degree they don't use? My wife with a communications degree? Yep, my friend has a psych degree and works in fast food. My sister-in-law has a master's degree in child psychology. Now she's the one that needs a psychiatrist. She sells real estate now, and that's getting pretty rough too. Approximately 70% of licensed real estate agents didn't close on a home sale in the past year. Me with a graphics design degree literally just learn how to use Adobe and you're good. That's the whole course. I have a bachelor's in fine arts and media arts and animation, and let me tell you, I got scammed out of $90,000. Never used my degree, and 90% of the tech we use on our courses is obsolete in less than 5 years after graduating. The pointlessness of my degree is laughable. Me as well, but also my older sibling, they got an illustration degree from RISD, which is the most expensive art school in the country, and they have more debt than a pre-med student and have been unemployed for a long time. And we got another comment from you guys right here. The just get a degree in anything mindset does not work anymore. And even a popular one that you've heard about for probably the last decade does not seem to be going too well right now.
It was once a degree to some of the highest paying jobs in the world, but now the University of California is seeing a drop in enrollment for computer science. Let's going to bring in our business and tech reporter, Scott Budman. Scott, I saw that this hasn't happened since the dot-com bust. So is this a bad sign for tech?
You know, it really could be, but things are a little bit different than they were back in '99 and 2000. And Audrey, as you can imagine, when all those stocks fell and the companies went out of business, it was really tough for a young person to say, you know what I want to do right now is get a job in tech and get a job in computer science. Since then, though, as tech has gone up, a lot of the people have said, hey, CS is a great way to get in there. I'm going to learn to code. I'm going to get an entry-level job. And it's only in the last couple of years we've seen those jobs decline. Why? Well, of course, artificial intelligence. A lot of students coming out of school with that coveted computer science degree only to find out that either the internship or the entry-level job is being done by a bot.
And I know basically everybody's been talking about this for a while, but the other issue before AI is oversaturation. When this becomes the hot new thing because you're seeing people at Meta making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, when you have a crazy influx of people with those degrees, it becomes way less valuable. And going over to the comment section, there's some people saying this is all Frank New's fault. Frank New has done irreversible damage to the youth, and if you don't know who that is, it's a pretty big TikToker with almost 1 million followers, and I'm pretty sure he's talked about getting CS degrees quite a bit on his channel, and now we're starting to see a whole bunch of videos like this.
Every day I wake up and I regret what I studied in college. I regret it every day. Every day since I graduated. I was like, damn it. I should have been a dentist. I should have been a nurse. Anything but what I studied. Anything but tech. Here, this is a warning, guys. Anything but tech.
I'm in healthcare, and if it makes you feel any better, I regret going into healthcare. Anything but healthcare. I have seen some clips with nurses and doctors quitting recently as well, and another person saying tech equals no stability. The creator responds just saying real. And I know this is a pretty serious video, but I couldn't help but putting this comment in. A friend of mine spent an absolute fortune on a degree in Egyptian archaeology before learning it was a scam. Turns out the whole thing was a pyramid scheme. I've never heard that one before, as cheesy as that one was, but we'll just get back to the rest of the video.
These are the top degrees with the highest unemployment rates. Some of these are kind of surprising, but starting out at number 1, we have computer science at 7%. A lot of companies scaled back entry-level hiring to focus on AI. Nowadays, tech companies want entry-level people to have the skills of a CEO, but they get paid like an intern. It's really just not the best career path anymore. Number 2 is sociology at 7.5%. This one is not surprising because you do not have a special skill with this major. Market just doesn't pay very well for it. Number 3 is physics at 7.8%, which is kind of surprising because this is one of the hardest majors, but outside of like research labs or teaching, there's not much else to it. There's not too many opportunities where you have to be an expert in physics. And then at the most unemployed degree, we have anthropology at 10%. Oh, this is really bad.
All right, here we go with part 2 of most underemployed majors, meaning they spent all the time, all the money to pay for college, and then ended up having to take jobs that didn't require college degrees. So here are the 5 worst majors, as in the most underemployed. Number 5, agriculture majors. 57% of them are underemployed. Then leisure and hospitality, fine arts majors, performing arts majors, and then criminal justice majors. 65.8% of them underemployed.
Going straight over to the comment section, criminal justice major here, no lies were told. Another person saying criminal justice degree here, I do HVAC. And here's another one from you guys as well. What I wanted to get a degree in university, art. What I got was civil engineering. What I do for a living is nothing remotely related to both. And I mean, if you found a stable, well-paying job outside of your degree or whatever you wanted to do in life, that's great. But it doesn't take away the fact that most people got themselves into 5 or possibly 6 figures worth of debt going to school and getting that degree in the first place. Now we have a little update in this next clip about somebody we've seen before who has a soil biology PhD and couldn't find a job where she lived. And it also sounded like she didn't want to move to where the jobs would be. And here's an update about a year later.
I totally ruined my life. The past year, I spent the whole year unemployed. It's I'm smiling and laughing, but it's not funny. And it's been a whole year since I graduated with my PhD, and I'm embarrassed to say that I got a PhD even half the time because it feels useless and people are like, what the f? But anyway, I don't really know what's gonna be next for me, but my plan is kind of to target high school teaching jobs back in the Bay Area where I got my PhD. And I don't know, that feels like a useful way to spend my time while I get back on my feet and figure out what I want with my life. I don't know. Do you guys think that's a good idea?
I mean, any job is better than no job, but still, a high school teacher with a PhD, I'd probably say you're a little bit overqualified. And with those types of degrees, we could go back to the debt. If you went to any sort of professional school, med, pharm, vet, or law, and feel like being transparent, comment your degree and how much you owe in student loans. I'll start. I'm a DO and I owe almost $335,000. I'm a dentist that just graduated and I have $590,000 in loans. Law school, $325,000, and I'm a government lawyer, so I'll pay it off. Never. Why would you do that to yourself? A PA student, $200,000 for 2 years. Doctor of dental medicine, $595,000. Vet started with $195,000 in loans, currently $185,000. Pharma degree, $240,000, not worth the price, but amazing opportunities. And I know that some of these degrees can have great salaries that come with it, but still, with some of the examples having a $600,000 debt looming around you, I don't know how I'd be able to handle it. But now we'll get into the segment of the video where all of these clips are just undisclosed ads, masquerading as normal, relatable videos, even though they're just trying to sell you a product at the end of the day. Here's one saying, I have $90K in debt for a communications degree, and a whole bunch of comments like this, $15K in debt and I dropped out with no degree, $48K in debt for 1 semester, me with my $100,000 in debt for a marketing degree. And then you go over to the description, don't worry, I'm gonna pay it off with Peak. A 22-year-old who's figuring out money and doesn't lie lie about it using Peak. So what these accounts do is basically find other creators' videos and copy them almost word for word. So they just sound like a normal, relatable person, and then they end up talking about some app, some software, some product. That this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Here's another one. I can't find a job because of my college degree. And it's another person saying, nobody told me my history degree would be useless. But the longer you go into the video, it's just an ad for the app Sparrow. Guys, please help me out. It's rough out here. Hashtag Sparrow partner. I'm just a girl that's obsessed with a legal side hustle building Sparrow. Another, my college degree is useless. This one's advertising one of the pieces of AI software that just mass sends out your resume to everything on Indeed or sites like that, making the entire job hunt for everybody even worse. But this one's a source partner. The job market sucks and I'm here to help. You just have to buy the program I'm peddling in every video. We could really go on and on with more examples and how many different creators do this. There's another one with a psych degree, same copy and paste method. It just gets so tiring that almost everything on social media is trying to sell you something or take your money.
Guys, if I'm 23, unemployed with a bachelor's degree in marketing management with a background in influencer management, social media management, and just like overall marketing in general kind of thing, what do I do? Guys, I'm literally crashing out.
Try Starbucks, you majored in electives and hobbies, do a TikTok dance, become a barista, DoorDash, Instacart, fast food while applying to jobs. What do marketing management people do? Another person just says do anything else. And with the influencer culture definitely taking a toll with people now, they're just tired of seeing crazy amount of wealth or just out of touch people in their faces 24/7. So that might be a tough niche to get into. And when we're talking about marketing when it comes to companies, either the roles are already filled or they're trying to find ways to push everybody out and use AI instead. I mean, just look at how many different companies have been using terrible AI art in their ads in just the past 6 months alone. It really doesn't look too good when it comes to that degree right now. And another one up on screen, what are you going to do with your fashion degree? You tell me, no one will employ me. We've gone over a few people having fashion degrees before not being able to find work as well, and along with the comment section being turned off, you could probably guess the reaction. This kind of work to me just seems like you need to do it instead of study it. If you truly have a passion for it, like a film degree, going to school and racking up a ton of debt probably won't get you to where you want to be.
What do you think is a pointless major?
Okay, no diss to these majors, because I do have some good friends in these majors. I can't really think of a use for a theater degree besides theater. But also, I can't really say anything because I'm an education major, and I can't... There's no real use for an education degree outside of education, so yeah.
We need more teachers, though. I love that.
Well, we've actually gone over a lot of teachers quitting recently on my second channel because the classroom has become a war zone, but we'll go over to the comment section. Somebody says, yeah, there is. It's the film industry. I guess that's what you could do with theater, but then wouldn't you rather get a film degree in the first place? There's some replies as well. There are film programs that have nothing to do with theater. The majors are called film and production. Then they respond, the theater launches careers into Hollywood. Immediately there's a response that just says no, but let's just say that's the case. I don't think everybody with a theater degree would just be launched into stardom when it comes to Hollywood. There's not an infinite amount of roles and actors and actresses are just working 24/7, especially now with the change in popularity when it comes to social media compared to normal everyday TV. So I don't really know about that one too much. And we have another comment here. The way he's right, my mom has a theater degree and her job isn't close to theater.
I am 5 years post-grad with my master's degree, and I can finally say with certainty that I regret it. I honestly forget that I even have a master's degree. I started in 2019 before the big AI bubble, and I genuinely thought that this would have been a good choice for me. Now, the problem with AI and what we're going through today is that people feel like they're experts in things and they don't need specialized knowledge anymore. This is why we went to school, by the way, to get this specialized knowledge. I spent tens of thousands of dollars to realize that everything I learned in school was basically Googleable. It is something that probably ChatGPT could have given me the same answers on. The difference is I just sat in a classroom all day and spent a lot of money for it.
There's an unbelievable amount of knowledge you have in your fingertips, on your phone, on the computer, the laptop, whatever. And if you truly wanted to learn something, something, you could figure it out online. And now some people are starting to realize it when they're 5 or 6 figures deep in student loan debt. I didn't go to school for finances whatsoever. I had very basic classes that everybody takes, but other than that, I learned everything that I know today through YouTube videos, looking it up, basically the internet as a whole. I know people are getting so tired of social media and being online in general, but if you use it correctly, you could basically learn anything you want. And while we're seeing more and more people regret going to school, it's simultaneously getting even harder to get in.
I think it's a terrible idea to make high schoolers have to pad their resumes during the summer and actively deprive our youth of some of the most sacred and formative months of their entire lives, prime character building months, just so they can LARP as adults and participate in completely meaningless rituals that will teach them absolutely nothing about the world, and if anything are probably just an indication of how well connected their families are. Protect our kids' summers at all costs.
As someone who goes to a highly competitive high school, many of my classmates are working at labs, interning at startups, or building their nonprofits in the summer. I hate it. And everything has gotten way too competitive now. All for everybody to basically be tricked as soon as you graduate.
Here's the keys to your brand new Mercedes-Benz. Here you go. It's a 6-figure salary. Hey, pick a neighborhood. You want to live there? Buy a house. Wow, you're having your dream wedding. Here, have an investment property. Here's the dental benefits and your vision benefits. Congrats on your baby. Want to go skiing again this weekend?
I worked so hard in high school, college, and grad school. I have nothing to show for it. What a waste of stress. Then it turns out it's just who you know. Couldn't have said it better myself. Quite literally, nothing happened to me for maintaining A's my entire academic career. I thought scholarships would come, but it turns out you have to play football and build a robot after school and volunteer for 50 hours. And I thought employers would be knocking down my door after my MBA. And to add on to this, I thought this was funny, another comment from you guys. One of the most outrageous things is that after you graduate, they call and email you asking for donations as alumni to help fund programs, scholarships, etc. Sorry, you got enough of my money while I was a student. Exactly. With the egregious tuition cost and terrible job market after the fact, how dare you call and ask me for donations after you just built a brand new football stadium?
What's your biggest regret from all of college?
My biggest regret is probably majoring in kinesiology and then figuring out my last semester that I don't want to do anything in healthcare because I do not like it.
Are you graduating with a kinesiology major?
Correct.
You already know you don't want to do your degree?
Yeah, and I finished out this last semester. I just had 3 hours left of my degree. I just had to finish it out.
You're just going to accept it?
Yep, but I figured out this last semester that I don't like healthcare. But like, what am I going to do? Ditch my kinesiology degree like 3 hours before I finish? No.
Not knowing exactly what I wanted. Now I want a nursing degree, so right after this, I'm going to have to get an accelerated nursing Bachelor of Science, which is going to take me another year. So I'm not actually done.
You have more school.
Yes.
Before I say anything, let's just go over to the comments. Me as a kinesiology major, now a cop. Gap years should be more encouraged. Not me thinking about majoring in kinesiology. Me in kinesiology. But so many people get pushed into figuring out what they're going to do for the rest of their life when they're 17 or 18 years old. And by the time you realize the major you picked sucks, you're now about to graduate with a whole ton of debt. And this is not a one-off issue either. I see these types of clips all the time.
I'm a senior studying mechanical engineering at Georgia Tech, but I've realized that I really don't like my major. I mean, like, I'm almost at the end of the road, so I feel like I'm just gonna thug it out, but I can't imagine myself doing this for the rest of my life. Like, I just chose mechanical engineering because I thought I was decent at physics and math in high school, but I don't know. Like, everything just seems so bleak. Like, I go to school, but, like, it's so hard. Because there's people around me who are extremely passionate. They're all in these clubs, these rocketry or, I don't know, like, clubs where they make a car. But, like, for me, it's just, like, I just want to get through it, man. I really hate it. I hate almost everything about college. Like, but I don't know.
And after everything we've seen in this video, we also get the news article headlines constantly, or clips like this scaring everyone.
I think it's very natural to be concerned about jobs. I think young people coming out of university today is like 9% unemployment. I think it could easily go into the mid-30s in the next couple of years.
the mid-30s.
I do.
So I know that this is pretty crazy and they say this to grab attention, but how are you supposed to think if you're currently in college or about to go into college and you're just seeing an absolute war zone in the job market right now? Some of the comments, is this guy a Bond villain or something? I thought that one was pretty good. As an AI engineer, he's being conservative about it. I mean, I'm not too sure. I know that all of the AI companies try to make it seem like their product is the best thing on the planet to then increase their stock price so they can make even more money. But at the same time, it does look like a lot of entry-level jobs are disappearing very quickly. So that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.